The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
The one constant through all the years has been baseball.
People will come, Ray. The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. America had rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It has been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. But baseball has marked the time. This field, this game, it's a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good and could be good again. Oh, people will come, Ray. People will most definitely come.
Greetings, people of Earth, and welcome to the third floor. Wow, how's that for an opening? Well, baseball is America's pastime. You get chills just thinking about it. Man, what a show we got for you tonight. And not only tonight, we should have been live last night to do our show we're doing tonight, but man, going into research and everything for the show that I want to follow this up with. Holy cow, I am statted out. But oh my God, we got numbers for you. We got some cool stuff coming up. We got a lot of cool stuff tonight for you. Just checking, making sure everything is working. We're live on YouTube, we're live on Rumble, we're live on X, and it's 11:34 out here on the West Coast, Berkeley, and yeah. So if you're in here or you show up, I see somebody show up in here. You're either really up late on the East Coast, or up late here, or you're in Hawaii or somewhere else in the world. But thanks for tuning in, even on replay. Thank you. And if you're here watching on the replay, of course, please like, sub, follow, whatever you're on. Rumble. If you're on both, man, help me out. Like both. If you're watching this on Rumble, hit the like. You can do that now while you're watching on TV. Can't follow yet, but you can hit the thumbs up. That helps, and you can follow later. YouTube is you guys know the routine, man. Smash the like, hit the sub. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Get all that stuff. As a matter of fact, yeah, to start every show, again, if you could help us out, excuse me, a cup of coffee is all we ask. It just helps get the equipment and stuff, maybe get some merchandise together finally, and anything, whatever you could do to help. Check out the description for all of the sponsors to the show are in there. And there's links to other guys who, Johnny Basement, his links in there. Just go in the description. I got to update it a little bit and add some more links in there for you folks so you can save some more money. Yeah, that's how we do it. Okay. Like I said, the show we got tonight is just stacked. We got the Mystery Yankee, and we have who's on first. Yes. What? Who? What's on second? I don't know. He's on third. We already did what, and I don't know. Now we're on doing who. All right. First base is very, 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 very special to me because that's the only position I played in all the years I played ball. Little League, all the way through my softball years. softball, let's see, oh my God. Played about 27 years softball, all at first base. Uh, got a lot of strange looks when I walked on new teams and stuff. Not too many 5'6" uh, first basemen out there, but couldn't get past me. Anyway, that's for another time. But first base is very special to me. My idol growing up was Greg Nettles, who played third, and all I wanted to do was play third base. I wanted to be Greg Nettles, and they said you can't do that because you're left-handed. So I went to the other corner, the most active, one of the most, most active spot on the baseball diamond for sure. To me, the most important role defensively is the first baseman. Um, they don't go into it a lot. Especially in when they're analyzing games and shit like that. They don't go in depth into. They go into like other positions, but not as much as first base. First base gets a little bit overlooked. But me being coached the way I was all throughout my life, I was always ready to improve my game. And as I got older, yeah, you have to make improvements. Leagues got tougher. I played arc, I played modified, tournament, all-star, travel tournaments, spent a lot of time on there, on first. But yeah, the role is really more intense than most people give it credit to be. Um, for, uh, see, it's hard because I seen other first basemen probably a lot of my audience hasn't even seen or heard of, to be honest with you. But I don't know where you pick up. Most people pick up around Don Mattingly, Will Clark, uh, Mark Grace. Look, the list can go on and on for first base. So when I put this, I got 6 players for you tonight. I got 6 players, outstanding players for you tonight. We got our mystery Yankee, who was a pretty productive Yankee, both on the field, in the locker room, and off the field. We'll get to that. Um, Now, we were calling it the unknown Yankee to kind of um, break in between when I put the mystery up, and then we get a little time to figure out who it was, give you guesses in the comments and stuff like that. But I think unknown is, yeah, that's not, it's not right, it's not fair. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call them the unsung Yankees because everybody's heard of these guys. They're really not unknown Yankees. Some people might go, "Oh wow, he played for the Yankees." When some of these players come up, but yeah. But so I think we're going to do that. We're just going to call them the unsung Yankees. And to start off with, I couldn't pick a better Yankee to start off the unsung Yankees. But first, we got to get to the mystery Yankee. And then we're going to go on to first base. And I got 4 guys set up at first base to kind of bring you the perspective of what it's like to play first. And I'm going to point out a lot of stuff. I want you to pay attention mostly in this. Yes, all these guys are great hitters. We're not going to take anything away from their status as far as hitting. These guys are good hitters, predominant hitters. You'll see as the list progresses. But what we're going to see tonight is something we haven't seen in the other 8 guys. Okay. Now, when we started all this and everything, I told you my basis for fielding to be considered, exceptional was a 970 and above. 980, we're getting into kind of the elite. 990s, we're off the chart. You are something special if you're in the 990s. Okay. And if you watch the other shows when we did third base and we did Brooks Robinson was a 971 regular season in his career and a 972 in the postseason. And that's why I set the bar for fielding. And this is my opinion, and I'm an expert on my opinion. That's why I set the bar at 970 and above, and then those levels there. So we've seen some really good fielders there. We've seen some really intense numbers there. But tonight tonight we're going to see some numbers, not only with the bats from these guys, but we're going to see some incredible numbers as far as their defense goes. I mean, I'm telling you, it's off the charts. And when I say off the charts, I mean off the charts. So we're going to get this going. We got it all lined up. This should flow pretty freaking good tonight. I hope. Okay. Until it's clip time. When it's clip time, and I got a little special treat for you. And if you remember, we showed some clips of Babe and Mickey Mantle and Lou Gehrig and some other players throughout the last couple of shows. Been able to show you some clips. We're going to continue that tonight. I got a couple special clips to show you, which will be cool. We'll be checking them out in a few. Before we get to the Mystery Yankee, I want to explain something to you. These guys tonight, these first basemen, are absolutely intense. Now, the guys that I'm picking, I'm not saying are the greatest at their positions. I am picking players with exceptional numbers, guys that probably people haven't heard of or have heard of and just didn't know exactly how good. Maybe they only know one or two stats from some of these guys, like a 500 home run hitter or a 3-run home run hitter or a 1,700 RBI guy or a 330 career hitter like Boggs or something like that. But look at all those other numbers that are there for you. And tonight, I went a little bit further, in depth into the research, and I came upon something. I figured it out, and as we go along, I'll explain it to you. It's with the banners. I kind of decided to do the banners just a little bit different, so we'll see how that works out. I think it'll be working out good. Now, in between. Like I said, tonight we're doing who's on first. Yes, I don't know. He's on third. What? He's on second. Who is on first is tonight. And in between this show and the next show of this segment, I'm going to bring you that show, There Is No Greatest Player in Baseball Ever. There is no greatest player ever in baseball. And I'm going to tell you why. I'll get the it's my title and I still get fucking tongue-tied on it. It's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? But,
Have a cocktail.
No, I don't care for any.
I said have a cocktail.
I guess he wants us to have a cocktail.
guess I'll have a cocktail. Yeah, so we're going to bring you that show because I was on a roll doing the research for this show and getting everything together, and I just rolled into that one, and I got it all done and set up. So we're just going to have to take a break in between this one and that one. But after this show, the next show will be There Is No Greatest Player in Baseball Ever, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to show you why. And it's going to be hard to argue with it. But you'll understand where I'm coming from with that. The title is a little abrupt, but nonetheless. So look forward to that. And in the next position, I think we'll go to the outfield. But I'm going to do the outfield totally different. I'll figure it out somehow. I don't know, position by position, right field, center field, left field. I could do it that way. Or I could just pick, a certain amount of outfielders to get my point across. We'll figure it out. We'll see how it goes. But There Is No Greatest Baseball Player Ever, and I'm going to tell you why, show is going to be a long one. It's going to be a long one. So buckle up or watch it in two parts. But either way, if you're watching this, thumbs up, like, follow, rant, rave, whatever you got to do. Live chat is up. If you're here, you pop in, you must be on the other side of the world. Just letting it roll tonight, folks. But yeah, if you're in here, comment. I get all the comments and I comment back. All right. So hit us up. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're watching the replay, let us know where you're watching from. And wherever you're watching from, can I have your gas prices, please? They're out of fucking control here in California. Fuck up 509. 489 to 509. Unfucking believable. All right. So with all that being done, all the business is done and everything else like that, it's time for our mystery Yankee. I'm gonna put a picture of a Yankee up for a couple seconds, give you a chance to get a good look at him, try to figure out who he is. If you think you know who he is, put it in the chat, put it in the comment, and let us know. Okay. So that's what we'll do. So our mystery Yankee is. Whoop. That's not our fucking mystery Yankee. That's Saggy Tits. Okay, seriously. Here we go. We'll put this picture up for the Yankee. See if you know who he is. Boom. All right, we'll come back to that mystery Yankee. But until then, let's talk about an unsung New York Yankee. One of my favorite all-time Yankees, for sure. Switch hitter. And a very famous batting style. Total character, Yankee legend. And to be honest with you, when it came to what you would call clutch situations in baseball, this guy delivered every time. Even if it was an out, it was a productive out. He move a runner, get a runner in. This guy was amazing to watch, and I'm blessed to watch his career. Who am I talking about? Most Yankee fans already know who that is. That's Roy White. Oops. What the hell? Oh, boy. Oh, wow. Huh. Okay. All right. Remember when I told you everything was there? Nope. I screwed it up. I screwed it all up. You believe that? That is unbelievable. Huh. All right. All right. We'll have to do this. It's no big deal. It's what it's all about being live. Roy White, New York Yankees. Oh, boy. I screwed that up. Roy White. Let's see here. Okay. We'll give it to you real quick here. Alrighty. Roy White appeared in 1,881 games, 7,736 plate appearances, 6,650 at-bats, 964 runs scored, 1,803 hits for Roy, 300 doubles right on the nose, 51 triples, 160 home runs, 758 RBIs. He had 233 stolen bases, got caught stealing 117 times, walked 934 times, struck out less than when you strike out, when you walk more than you strike out, that's good, man. So he had 934 walks and 708 career strikeouts. He came in with a 271 career batting average, at 360 on base, 404 slug, 764 OPS. He had 2,685 total bases. He grounded into 123 double plays. He was hit 29 times. Sacrifice bunts 53, 69 sacrifice flies, and 66 intentional walks. See how he did in the playoffs. 1976. Let's see. Well, here we go. 76 with the Yankees, 77 with the Yankees, 78 with the Yankees. 25 games, 95 plate appearances, 79 at bats, 20 runs, 22 hits, 6 doubles, no triples, 2 homers, 8 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, no caught stealings, 14 walks, struck out 8. There you go. Comes in with a 278 postseason career, 387 on base percentage, 430 slug, 817 in the OPS, 34 total bases, grounded into 1 double play, and 2 sacrifice hits and 1 intentional walk. That's not bad. Like I said at the beginning with this guy, he was special. He was definitely special. What happened is I got the pictures ready, but I forgot to put the banners in. Boom, boom. I tell you, sometimes I'm just an idiot. Yeah, so normally I got a banner running through with all these numbers, but until then, hold on. All right, where are we at? All right. His fielding career. 15 years. His career was 15 years, and he was, let's see, from 1965 to 1979, he was a New York Yankee. He didn't play for anybody else, my friends. This is Yankee. This is Yankee grown. This was makes him so special. There you go. That one, the pigeon toe, bow-legged stance. Try that one. Try swinging like that. Defense, 1,652 games. 486 and a third innings. God, 3,617 chances, 3,443 putouts, 122 assists, 52 errors, 19 double plays, 52 errors, and 3,617 chances, people. You know what that comes into fielding wise for his career? That's a 986. There you go. Roy White bringing it home, baby. And in the postseason, let's see how he did in the postseason with his fielding. Boom, 21 games, 161 and 2/3 innings, 52 chances, 51 putouts, no assists, 1 error, no double plays, and that's a 981. Not too bad. So, as you could see, Roy White, he brought it. He was an all-around player, great hustle, a total Yankee through and through. Through and through, he was a Yankee. Just getting the next guy up there, folks, so we don't have to wait. I'll also do this too while we're fucking bullshitting around here. And to think that I was ready. I was ready, but I forgot to put these fucking guys' banners together. That's my bad. It's okay. We got plenty of show, got plenty to do. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we're ready. So there you go, Roy White. Now, time for our mystery Yankee. Our mystery Yankee is That, my friends, is Joe Pepitone. Joe Pepitone. Now, Joe Pepitone's an interesting guy. But first, let's get his statistics here. Okay. He bats left, throws left. He's first baseman and played a little center field. He was born October 9th, 1940 in Brooklyn, New York. He died in 2023 on March 13th at 82 years old in Kansas City, Missouri. All right, now, Joe Pepitone. Let's do his career numbers, and then we can talk about Joe for a minute, and then we'll get into the meat of the show. All right. There we go. Yeah, Joe's a very interesting guy. There we go. We get some pictures of Joe up there while I'm talking about. Look at them sideburns, man. Look at him rocking them sideburns. Look at Joe. All right, I got a special thing about Joe. Um, Joe was known to wife swap. Okay, yeah, and he actually wife swapped with a teammate. We'll say, yeah, him and a teammate decided to do some wife swapping. But anyway, Joe Pepitone was a character of the game. He was a character, bro. All right. Joe played in 1,397 games, 5,476 plate appearances, 5,097 at bats, 606 runs scored, 1,315 hits, 158 doubles, 35 35 triples, 219 home runs, 721 RBIs, 41 stolen bases, caught 32 times, 302 walks. He struck out a ton. 526 times, came in with a 258 batting average career, a 301 on base, a 432 slug, and a 733 OPS. He had 2,200 total bases, 124 double plays he grounded into. He was hit by 28 pitches. He had 14 sacrifice bunts, 35 sacrifice flies, and he was intentionally walked 73 times. Now, Joe did play in 1963 and 64's World Series. He played, he played in 11 games, 44 plate appearances, 39 at bats, 1 run, 6 hits, 1 double, no triples, 1 homer, 5 RBIs, no stolen bases, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, a 154 average. 250 on base, 256 slug, and a 506 OPS, 10 total bases, hit by 2 pitches. Let's see how he was with the glove. In his career with the glove, 1,449 games, 11,582 and 2/3 innings, 9,767 chances, 9,036 putouts, 650 assists, 81 errors, 785 double plays, and he comes in with a career 992 fielding percentage. Not too shabby, my friends. See that dame, the first baseman? Most guys didn't even know about this guy. His fielding was 11 games, 96 innings, 113 chances, 100 putouts, 12 assists, 1 error, 13 double plays, and a 991 in the playoffs. Not bad. Joe Pepitone, the man who brought the hairdryer to baseball. There is so much to talk about with this guy. There's a lot. He could be a whole show by himself. But yeah, wife swapping to hair dryers. You can see him here. Joe was, like I said, he was one of a kind. He was one of a kind. Joe Pepitone. Now, special feature here. Okay. You got to go look at Joe Pepitone right there, right? Got it? Got it? Okay, check this out. You can't tell me that Joe Pepitone, this is Joe Pepitone, okay? Tell me he don't look like Frankie Carbone. Come on, tell me he don't look like Frankie Carbone. Hey. Joe Pepitone, man. Dude, that cat. Dude, that's his real hair, man. That ain't a piece, bro. That man was proud of his hair. But what do you think? Is he a Frankie Carbone? Poor Frankie. All right, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what we're going to do here, let's see if we can do this. See how we can do this. All right, like I said, I got a special treat for you. We're going to get into it. And let's see if this works.
A second later, something happened that changed us in a very deep and profound way from that day forward.
What was it?
He spit on us. And I screamed out, I'm it!
Then I turned and the spit ricocheted off him and it hit me.
Wow, what a story.
Unfortunately, the immutable laws of physics contradict the whole premise of your account. Allow me to reconstruct this, if I may, for Miss Bennis, as I've heard this story a number of times. Newman, Kramer, if you'll indulge me. According to your story, Hernandez passes you and starts walking up the ramp. Then you say you were struck on the right temple. The spit then proceeds to ricochet off the temple, striking Newman between the third and the fourth rib. The spit then came off the rib, made a right turn, hitting Newman in the right wrist, causing him to drop his baseball cap. The spit then splashed off the wrist, pauses in midair, mind you, makes a left turn, and lands on Newman's left thigh. That is one magic loogie.
Well, that's the way it happened.
What happened to your head when you got hit?
Well, my head went back to the left.
Say that again.
Back and to the left.
Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
So, what are you saying?
I'm saying that the spit could not have come from behind. That there had to have been a second spitter. Behind the bushes on the gravelly road.
Baseball, folks. Everybody's baseball. Baseball everywhere. I love that one. I thought I'd share that with you. A little break. And a little sorry about the screw up in the beginning. But anyway, we're all set for this one now. All right, here we go. Here we go. We start our four first basemen. Who's on first? Well, who's on first? Bill White. Let's get Bill White going here. Oh, I got Bill White ready. There we go. Here's the history of Bill White. He's a big guy. He later teamed up with Rizzuto in the booth for the Yankees. And all those are just classics. Just you Google those two, and you'll be laughing for a long time. He spent 13 years in Major League Baseball, 1956 to 1965. In 1957, he served his country in Korea. St. Louis Cardinals, 1966 to 1969. Phillies. Sorry about that. 1969 Phillies. 1,673 games, 6,680 plate appearances, 5,972 at-bats, 843 runs, 1,706 hits, 278 doubles, 65 triples for the big man, 202 home runs, 870 RBIs, 103 stolen bases for the big man, and he only got caught 68 times, struck out 596 times. I'm sorry, walked 596 times, struck out 927 times, 286 average, 351 on base, 455 slug, 806 OPS, 2,720 total bases, 82 grounded into double plays, hit by a pitch 28 times. He had 39 sacrifice bunts. That's pretty good for the big man. 45 sacrifice flies, 70 intentional walks. His defense, 1,629 games, 13,601 and a third innings, 14,096 chances, 13,015 putouts, 966 assists, 115 errors, 1,160 double plays for a 922 fielding. That's Bill White in the regular season, in his regular career. Let's take a look at him in the postseason. You know, I hate when this thing just resets itself all the time, right back to the fucking thing. All right, here we go. Unbelievable. There we go. Man, it took a lot. All righty, here we go. In the postseason, you see his postseason numbers. Man, I tell you, live is fucking crazy. Especially when you're fucking little stone. There's a little stone there. All right, there we go. Those are his postseason defense. As you can see, was 1,000. He was perfect through his postseason. MVP voting 4 times. Third in 1964. 5-time All-Star. 7 Gold Gloves. 8 times he had 20-plus doubles. 37 in 1964. Batted 300-plus 4 times. I'm telling you, he was a beast. He was a beast. 324 in 1962 was his career high. As you can see, I put his career high numbers in there. 1963, 162 games played, led the majors in all first basemen. He had 726 putouts. That led the majors. This is 1963. Bill White was something special, like I said. His days in the booth with this guy. That's why I put him up there. I mean, they were the Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby Heenan of baseball. I don't know how else to put it. That's who they were. They were the Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon of baseball, and that's how they called it. Between Rizzuto fucking leaving whenever he wanted to, and Bill having to take over, or Bill correcting Phil, and it just, I'm telling you, if you get a chance, Google it. Bill White, Phil Rizzuto broadcast, PIX, whatever. I'm telling you, you will be entertained for sure. Yeah, Bill White, one of the greats of all time, and Bill White's still here. He's still with us. Still with us, man. I had to double check it, but he's still hanging in there. God bless him too. He brought me a ton of entertainment, without a doubt. Truly, like I said, one of the great a baseball legend and a baseball great, and what a broadcaster, very intelligent. He brought a great element. He kept it together to so you knew you were listening to a baseball game, because sometimes Bill would go off and not too many people knew where, but Bill White, Bobby Mercer, Tom Seaver even, they would bring it together. Whoever you put Rizzuto with it was just legendary. It was just legendary broadcasting of baseball. But not to take anything away from Bill on the field. He was a beast, and he deserved to be recognized, and that's why he's on this list of first baseman. And like I said, you could see perfect in postseason with the glove, not bad, and he had a decent career. All right, let's move on to our next guy. Now, this next guy ain't probably none of you has ever heard of. All right, and that's another reason why we do this show, to bring that part of baseball lore from way back, and I mean way back with some of these guys. All right, I had to double check sometimes when I put put the year they were born. I had to go to 18. Okay, not 19. I had to go to 18. So these are the guys that built and established these positions, these records, these numbers that people, basically, even the biggest followers of baseball, have no clue that these guys possess these kinds of numbers, which is probably going to even make my next show, There Is No Greatest Baseball Player Ever, and I'm going to tell you why. We even more stronger, because it's just, you'll understand, but we're going to get into some numbers here with this guy. And like I said, it's kind of unfortunate that even through broadcasting, there's so many shows out there that nobody wants to talk about anything that happened before 1970 for some reason. And all those cats before 1970 are the reason that these guys are fucking making this kind of money. Because I've said it once, I said it 1,000 fucking times. There's no way in the world you can sign a contract with any one of these guys today. Any one of these guys, all right? Strong guys. Even a guy like Roy White would bring massive money. Massive money. I don't even know who to compare him to today, because the salaries are so fucking out of whack, But I'm telling you. But here's a guy, and I'm telling you, these numbers are going to astound you. This here is George Sisler. George Sisler. Now, he's 5'11", 170. He was born in March 24th of 1893. 1893 in Manchester, Ohio. He died March 26, 1973. He hung in there big time in Richmond Heights, Missouri. 1915 to 1927 with the St. Louis Browns. He did not play in 1923 due to illness. When I found that out, I was already ready to go on the show, but I'll update you and find out what the hell happened to him. In 1928, he played for two teams, the Washington Nationals. Wonder where they got their name from. 20 games, and then moved on to the Boston Braves for 118 games. 1928 to 1930, he was with the Boston Braves, like I said, 15 years. 2,055 games for this guy. 9,018 plate appearances. 8,267 at-bats. 1,284 runs. 2,812 hits. You ain't heard nothing yet. Nothing. That ain't nothing. 425 doubles, 164 triples, 102 home runs, 1,117 RBIs. Forget the 8 at the end. I don't know where that came from. It's 1,117 RBIs. 375 stolen bases for this guy. Only got caught 149 times. Walked 472 times. Struck out 327 times. Did you hear that? He struck out 327 times. Career average, 340. 379 on base. 468 slug, 847 OPS, 3,871 total bases. Got hit 48 times. This cat laid down 226 bunts, and he was intentionally walked 4 times. Defense, look at these numbers. Defense, 2,036 games, 1789 even. 789 even, I'm sorry. 20,761 chances, 18,914 putouts, 1,573 assists, 274 errors, 1,498 double plays for a 987 career with the glove. That ain't nothing yet. That ain't nothing. Let those numbers sink in for a second. Okay? Just for a second, because I got to change this, because that's wrong. And that one's wrong. All right, George even made his way onto Time magazine. So even Time magazine recognized this guy as an incredible athlete. Now, this other picture over here, you want to look at that glove that he's wearing? I don't know how I don't know how you play first base with that. I'd be scared to death. And I played first base. Look, the back of, there is no strap across the back. There's a lot going on with that glove, man. There's a lot going on with that glove. But yeah, George Sisler, like I said right there, made his way onto Time magazine. He is the second guy who, been on my list, that has made his way onto Time magazine. Anybody remember the first guy we had on Time magazine? Rod Carew. So he shares that with Rod Carew. Or Rod Carew shares that with him, because he obviously was, I'm going to guess, probably the second guy. I know Babe Ruth wound up on there, but I'm not too sure when this photo was taken, and this guy's career was a little bit before Ruth was really recognized. But just still, Time magazine recognizes him. And again, very hard to even find stills, but I found this one of him hitting. I'm guessing it's probably during batting practice, because he doesn't look in a hurry to get out of the batter's box. But yeah, over here, yes, you see that right. Sisler collects 257 hits. All right, now here's where it gets good. We're going to get into his his postseason numbers. All right, and what you can find out here, which is pretty freaking shocking, he didn't appear in any postseason games in his career. MVP, 1922, 142 games, 655 plate appearances, 586 at-bats, 134 runs scored. That led the American League. 246 hits. That led the American League. 42 doubles, 18 triples. That led the American League. 8 homers, 105 RBIs, 51 stolen bases led the majors. 19 caught stealing, 49 walks, 14 strikeouts, folks. 14 strikeouts in a year. And he just happened to bat 420 that year. Led the majors. 420 hit time. .420 hit time. 476 on base. A 594 slug. 1.061 OPS. 348 total bases. Hit 3 times. And 16 sacrifice bunts. 3 years in a row. 18 triples. From 1920, 21, and 22. 13 times he batted 300 plus. 2 times 400 plus. 1920, 407. 1922, 420. 1921, he batted 371. What a fucking stretch. 6 times 200 plus hits. 6 times 200 plus hits. 257 in 1920 led the majors. I would hope so. 216 in 1921 didn't lead the majors. Didn't even lead the league. 246 in 1922 led the American League. 224 in 1925. 201 in 1927. And still 205 in 1929. Wow. I guess this guy was on the wrong team. Because with those numbers, that should equal championships. But as we're progressing here, we started with Bill White, soft kind of guy, big guy, good with the bat, great with the glove, good in the postseason with the glove, great career after. Here comes this cat. Long before him. 1922 MVP. Those numbers for his MVP year, they're insane. They're absolutely insane. And that, my friends, is George Sisler, first baseman. Now, this next guy, brought the thunder. And that's why he's on this list. Where do you see his numbers? George Sisler's very strong. Let's check this cat out. Anybody heard Hank Greenberg? Huh? Hank Greenberg? Hammerin' Hank. All right, man. Let's check out Hammerin' Hank here, man, because Hammerin' Hank's got some numbers. And he served our country too. The Air Force, 1947 with the Pirates. All right, that's of course the end of it. 1,394 games, 6,098 plate appearances, 5,193 at bats, 1,046 runs, 1,628 hits, 379 doubles, 71 triples, 331 homers, 1,274 in RBIs, 58 stolen bases for this big guy, 30 caught, 852 walks, 844 strikeouts, 313 average career, 412 slug, 605 on base, 1.017 OPS, 3,142 total bases, 66 grounded into double plays, hit by a pitch 16 times. You ain't hitting that bitch, he come fucking tearing at you. Defense, 1,377 games, 12,068 innings, 11,886 chances, 11,023 putouts, 741 assists, 122 errors, 974 double plays, and career, folks, 990 with the glove, career at first base. That is fucking bringing it, man. That is fucking insane. Those numbers are fucking insane. This guy is what you would call maybe super special. Especially, I open up with those two pictures because those are the greatest pictures to honor this man. Serving our country in the Air Force and being in Cooperstown. Nothing better, man. Nothing better. But that's what happens when you work hard. But again, look at these guys. Look at these guys. I mean, here, hold on. Take a look at these guys here for a second. Shit, any picture you're in with Joe D, man, you're on my show. You're definitely getting in, even if I ain't talking about you. Even if I ain't talking about Joe D and I come across a picture with Joe D in it, there you go. Man, that's hot. That's baseball right there, my friends. I got chills right now looking at that picture. There's Hammer and Hank with Joe D. All right, let's over here. We got Hammer and Hank letting it rip, man, letting it rip. Look at the umpire back there with the handheld chest protector, old school. Hardly anything on the catcher as far as protection goes. Look at that swing. Look at the body. Look at the follow through. Look at the hands, elbows, his head and shoulder. Where his head is right down the shoulders, man. Front leg, foot pointing forward. And they're all looking up. It might have been one of his 313 that he banged out of there. But yeah, Hammer and Hank, something very special. We're going to take a look at Hammer and Hank here in the postseason now. Now, what I did with well, you'll see. But here's Hank's postseason. His postseason numbers: 1934 World Series versus the Cardinals. St. Louis wins the series 4-3. 1935 World Series versus the Cubs. Tigers win that series 4-2. 1940 World Series versus the Reds. Cincinnati wins that series 4-3. 1945 World Series versus the Cubs again, and the Tigers win that one. They had the Cubs number, I guess. That Cubs weren't winning shit anyway as far as World Series. Not letting that goat in. His postseason is 23 games, 101 plate appearances, 85 at-bats, 17 runs, 27 hits, 7 doubles, 2 triples, 5 homers, 22 RBIs, 1 stolen base, wasn't caught, 13 walks, 19 strikeouts, and that's a .318 postseason average for his career. 420 on base percent. 420 hit time. Hope you're playing along at home. 624 slug, a 1.044 on OPS, 53 total bases. 53 total bases. He grounded into 3 double plays. He was hit by 2 pitches, 1 sacrifice bunt. His defense in 23 games: 207 2/3 innings, 108 chances, 97 putouts, 7 assists, 4 errors, 7 double plays. His postseason is a 9.73. Again, he's coming in under that barrier. But that's okay. It's Hank. It's Hank. Who the fuck cares? Who's going to tell him? Not me. We're not done with Hank yet, because Hank's got a few other things to show you. Hold on. Alrighty. Look at that glove. Okay, here we go again with these pictures. Now, again, let's remember the times, man, and you could see maybe if you didn't know these guys or ever heard of these guys or appreciate all the stuff that I'm bringing you, which I hope you are. Put it in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. Follow. Chime in anytime you want. Just chime the fuck in. We're good here. We got time. We're not in a rush or whatever. But when we put these pictures up and stuff, I hope you're paying attention, looking at the equipment and stuff, and seeing how these guys and what they had to play with, basically. Yeah. But what's weird here is as we look at that, that's a nice little stretch there, a little backhand action. That first baseman glove cracks me up, man. I don't know if I could play with that one. But we look at this other picture over here. Look at the catcher setup, umpire setup. How casual it is. It's weird. Just doesn't look contemporary at all. Looks weird. But then again, at these times they had the photographers right on the field, not too far from home plate, to be honest with you. But yeah. All right. So we ain't done with Hank. Hank MVP voting 8 times. 2-time MVP. 1935 most valuable player. 1940 most valuable player. 4-time All-Star. 1935 MVP year. 152 games. 710 plate appearances. 619 at-bats. 120 runs scored. 203 hits. 46 doubles. 16 triples. 36 homers, led the majors. 168 RBIs, led the majors. 4 stolen bases, 3 caught. 87 walks, 91 strikeouts. 328 that year. 411 on base, 628 slugging, a 1.039 OPS, 389 total bases, led the majors. 4 sacrifice bunts and 16 intentional walks. How'd he do with the glove? Oh, man. 152 games, 1364 innings, 1,549 chances, 1,437 putouts, 99 assists, led the majors in first baseman, 13 errors, 142 double plays, 1,549 chances, 13 errors, 142 double plays. That comes out to a 992. Good God, man, that's a fucking year. 1940, 148 games. 671 plate appearances, 573 at-bats, 129 runs, 195 hits, 50 doubles. That led the majors. 8 triples, 41 homers. That led the American League. 150 RBIs. That led the majors. 6 stolen bases, 3 caught, 93 walks, 75 strikeouts. Keeping the strikeouts so far below the walks is awesome. That year he batted .340 with a .433 on base, a .670 slug. That led the majors. A 1.103 OPS. That led the American League. 384 total bases. That led the majors. He grounded into 15 double plays. Got hit by 1 pitch, 3 sacrifice bunts, and he was intentionally walked 8 times. Third in MVP voting twice. 1937, 184 RBIs. 1935, 168 RBIs. 1938, 58 homers. 1937, 101 strikeouts. The most in his career in a year. The most he struck out in his career was 101 times. And he walked 102 times that year. So he still walked more than he struck out. I don't care if it's 1. That proves it right there. That's still fucking great. And that's Hank Greenberg, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, children of all ages. I hope you enjoyed that. No, Hank is truly the legend. Truly legend. Hank Greenberg. Truly legend, man. You know, all these guys got plaques, too, in Cooperstown. Don't forget that. Now, before we get to our final first baseman of the evening, I told you I have a little something special for you. We bought this. We started this last time. Let's see how this works. Let's see. Here we go. Enjoy a little. I found these clips courtesy of their Flagstaff Films. All the links to the videos I use are in the description. And I found these. I thought they'd be interesting and maybe you enjoy them, man. Nothing really. There was no sound for this one. It's weird. It's a nice hit. That was a nice hit, whoever that was. I didn't have time to study it and figure it out who it was, but no batting helmets, no batting gloves. And for some reason, it doesn't look like the pitcher's far enough. Maybe that's the black and white. Look at this. Double play. Wow, that was nice. That was turned nice. I haven't seen this, so I'm watching it for the first time, along with you guys. Looks like we got the Cardinals here. That swing. Wow. Holy Christ, wherever he hit that, man. Oh, that must have been in the gap or right down the line, man. Whoever that was, man, that dude was flying around the bases. That dude was just hauling ass. Ooh, a little up and in, man. Like telling him to fucking calm down, boy. They tell your boys to calm down. Yeah, that's the Cardinals for sure. Looks like Cardinals, Dodgers, maybe? It's a start. Man, I'll research this. I'll try to find out who all these guys are. Trying to recognize them. I don't know, recognize numbers. A little more. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's a lot of protection out there for the pitcher, does it? Waist up. Yeah, in-game action here. These wind-ups, man. Oh boy. There you go. Oh, that cat ain't superstitious. Oh, that was way outside. Nice pitch. Foul back. Does it look like he's far enough away? Holy shit! He's keeping it away from this guy. Oh, safe. What? Ooh, he took him out at second. That was nice. That was sweet. That was a sweet little play there, man. Old school baseball. See? That's why you slide in hard, man. Break that shit up. Little third base action. This dude, well, too bad this guy fucking got a seat behind the pole. This is a nice shot. Oh, that's sweet. A little first base action. Yeah. Oh, it's Boston and the Yankees. Unless that was a scoreboard. It said Boston and the Yankees. I'm trying to pick up uniforms here. Yeah, maybe. Some pretty decent camera work. Oh, yeah, there's Yogi. Oh, man. Figure as soon as I recognize the guy, it's over. It's over. As soon as I recognize the fucking guy, it's over. Which one? What is this? Oh. Played that already.
Second later, something happened
Uh-oh.
that changed us in a very deep and profound way from that day forward.
What was it?
He spit on us.
He spit on us. All right, time for our last guy on the list. The last first baseman. Now, this last guy here is going to cause some controversy. All right. Now, I purposely put him on this list for a reason. Okay. Now, hold on. Let me see something here before we get in, because this is going to cause some. This is going to cause some shit. So.
Oh, look, it's break time.
Oh, break time. Oh, look, it's break time. Oh, look, it's break time.
You better give up them cigarettes, buddy, or the groundhogs will be bringing you your mail. Know what I mean?
I know what you mean. For sure. For sure. All right. Now, this last guy. All right. Like I said, I put him on the list for a special reason. So let me get, because let me see. We got some people in here. Yeah, we got some people in here. So if you're in here, hit the thumbs up, please, and follow us and do all that fun stuff, please. I mean, you're here. It's fucking late. You're here for a reason. So hit the thumbs up, hit the sub, and all that other stuff, and we'll continue to have a good time. But before we do that, just want to make sure. Okay, here we go. So, hey, if you're just tuning in or you've been here for a while, hey, hit the like, hit the thumbs up, put a comment in there. Just tell me how much gas is, wherever you're at. How much is gas? How much you paying for gas? Where you at? What are you doing? You got a first baseman in there that I might have forgot? Let me know. Maybe we'll do something on him. Anyway, back to the show. I appreciate everybody that shows up, man. I seriously, all bullshit aside, I appreciate each and every one of you who are watching. I really do. And if you could, just please hit that thumbs up and hit that follow. It means a lot to the show. So I can continue to bring this kind of stuff, man. This is a lot of content, a lot of research. I work hard on this. All right, back to the fucking fun. Fuck all that shit. All right, now, this guy, we all know and love, Keith Hernandez. All right. Now, Keith, I liked Keith for a while. No, I like Keith, but this is a tough one because we all know that Keith Hernandez played in a certain time with another certain player in a certain town on the other side of town named Don Mattingly. And there's been lots of comparisons to him and Mattingly. I kept Mattingly off this list personally. All right, I don't want to do that. I'm trying to be fair with everybody. I'm trying to bring you ball players that you know or haven't heard of. All right, I could do Don Mattingly anytime. I could do that show anytime. He's a show in his own. Keith could be too, in a way, but people want to compare a lot of them. So what we got here, all right, Keith played 17 years. Okay. Keith played 17 years. Mattingly played 14. So there's a 3-year difference here, okay? 2,088 games, 8,553 plate appearances, 7,370 at-bats, 1,124 runs, 2,182 hits, 426 doubles, 60 triples, 162 homers, 1,071 RBIs, 98 stolen bases, 63 caught stealing, 1,070 walks, 1,012 strikeouts. Again, below. That's good. 296 career, 384 OPS, 436 slug, 821 OPS, 3,214 total bases, 161 ground into double plays, 32 hit by pitches, 10 sacrifice bunts, 71 sacrifice flies, and they intentionally walked him 130 times. His defense, 2,021 games, 317 innings, 19,713 chances, 17,916 putouts, 1,682 assists, 115 errors, 1,656, 994 fielding. 994 fielding. Got it? Got it. All right. This is Keith's portion, so we're going to keep rolling here. Keith was born in San Francisco. Wow, just over the bay. Keith was phenomenal with the glove. There's no doubt about it. I can't take it away from him. The guy was phenomenal with the glove. Got to be fair here. Great hitter. I guess the thing about him was where and who he was playing for and who and where the other guy was playing for. Because Mattingly was stealing the show. But the Yankees couldn't get over that fucking hump. They couldn't get over the hump. No, there was no fucking guidance. There was no management. There was no stability through the fucking 80s. With the fucking strike, and this and that, and player walkouts and stuff. Shit went fucking bananas in the 80s. Or banana, like the great Pat Patterson would say. They went banana. But it was in the media in New York, too. A lot of folks who aren't familiar, man, they don't understand. Between the TV guys, the radio guys, the newspaper guys, the magazine guys, it is brutal in New York as far as the media, especially if you're having a rough season or you do something stupid. Mattingly didn't do anything stupid. This guy did a lot of stupid stuff. Okay? Smoking in the dugout. That's a good look. Hell, I did it too. I smoked the other stuff in the dugout. Anyway, that's for another story. But let's take a look at Keith. Like I said, Keith's strong, man. Keith's got great numbers, great and a fabulous career. Absolutely fabulous career. So let's look at that. Postseason, 1982 National League Championship Series versus the Braves. The Cards win the series 3-0. In the World Series versus the Brewers, the Cards win the World Series 4-3. In 1986, the National League Championship Series versus Houston. In my opinion, and I'm an expert on my opinion, one of the greatest series ever played of all time. That series was just, the pitching was just sick. On both sides, man. That's a whole show in itself. That series could be a whole show in itself. The Mets won that series 4-2. It's a lot closer than 4-2. And most people who've seen that series will agree with me. And they went on in the World Series to verse the Red Sox. The cocaine-fueled Mets win the World Series 4-3. We all know about the Buckner play and all that other fun shit in that series. There's a lot of craziness in that series. Fun series. 1988. National League Championship Series, they lose to the Dodgers 4-3. His career in the postseason, pay attention, folks. 30 games, 138 plate appearances, 117 at-bats, 13 runs, 31 hits, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 2 homers, 21 RBIs, 1 stolen base. He wasn't caught. He walked 20 times, struck out 19. Boom. I don't care if it's 1. It's less than he walked more times than he struck out. Is awesome. That's a 265. For the postseason, 370 on base, 359 slug, 729 OPS, 42 total bases, 3 ground into double plays, 1 sacrifice fly, and they walked him 8 times. His defense, 30 games, 278 innings, 301 chances, 269 putouts. Forget the other P. Jesus. I didn't proofread these. 269 putouts, 28 assists, 4 errors, 22 double plays, and that's a 987 with the glove for the postseason. Very, very impressive. Right up there with them other guys. We had 990 earlier. So, as you can see there, Keith coming in with a career 994 in, like I said, his 17 years. Mattingly played 14, so there's 3 years. There's a few games, a few chances, a few assists, a few double plays, boom, 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 boom. So if you're going to do anything, you would have to add to Mattingly. Okay. And Keith doesn't stop there in the World Series and postseason and stuff. He also had, like I said, an incredible career. 5-time All-Star, 11 Gold Gloves. Folks, that's hard to fucking argue with. That's hard to argue with 11 Gold Gloves, man. And you played, 17 years. MVP voting 8 times. 1979 MVP. His MVP year, 161 games. 698 plate appearances. 610 at-bats. 116 runs scored. That led the National League. 210 hits, 48 doubles, led the majors, 11 triples, 11 homers, 105 RBIs, 11 stolen bases, caught 6 times, walked 80, struck out 78. Again, he came in 344 that year, led the majors. That's a 417 on base, a 513 slug, a 930 OPS, 313 total bases. Grounded into 9 double plays, hit by 1 pitch. He had 7 sacrifice flies and intentionally walked 5 times. How did he do with the glove in his MVP year? 160 games, 13 innings, 1,643 chances, 1,489 putouts, led the majors. 146 assists, led the majors. 8 errors, 145 double plays, led the National League. That's a 995, man. Wow, that's a freaking year. 11 times 100 plus double plays, 147 double plays turned in 1983. That led the majors. A 997% fielding in 1985 led the majors. Led the majors, not just first base. Led the majors. 1,586 putouts, 1982, led the majors. 149 assists in 1987, led the majors. Keith brought it with the glove, man. Keith could bring it with the glove. I am not going to argue anything like that. My argument is not that. It's just hard to, if you're gonna talk or want to put him in there with Mattingly. And any picture you can get with Rodney in it, you put it in your show. No matter what anybody tells you, you put it in your show. You get a picture with fucking Rodney? Yeah, put it in the show. There you go. There's Rodney and Keith sitting there. Which goes to show maybe who was bringing the cocaine to the games. Definitely the weed. But, yeah, I'll let those numbers roll for a minute there. But when we talk Mattingly, because it was that 3-year gap, it's. I mean, what do you want to do? You want to look? Let's, for shits and giggles, just real quick. Mattingly in his 14 years, he played 1,785 games. I'm going to run through this. He had 442 career doubles. He had 2,153 career hits. He had 20 career triples. He had 222 career home runs. He drove in, 1,079. His career batting average is 307. Mattingly walked 588 times. 588 times. He struck out 444 times. That's great, man. When you walk more than you strike out, you're fucking doing something, in my way. Mattingly led the majors when he batted 343 in 1984. He had 207 hits that year. That led the American League. 44 doubles led the majors. 1985, 48 doubles led the majors. He had 145 RBIs that year. That was his year. 370 total bases. And then the following year, 53 doubles, 238 hits. 211 hits in between there. So Mattingly in 3 consecutive years, 207, 211, 238 hits. 44 doubles, 48 doubles, 53 doubles. 23 homers, 35 homers, 31 homers. 110 RBIs, 145 RBIs, 113 RBIs. Batted 343, batted 324, batted 352. The year he batted 343, he didn't bat under 300, and that was 1984. He batted 343. Okay, he didn't bat under 300 until 1990. He batted 256 that year. He only played in 102 games. He was hurt that year. So what did he do to, 288, 291. And the last year, he batted 304 in 1994. Not bad. That's a hell of a career. But let's talk about the glove for a second. Now, we'll look at postseason. Mattingly was only in one postseason. And he had 10 hits in 24 at-bats. He batted .417 in postseason, one game. I mean, the whole series. 5 games. Because they got knocked out against fucking Seattle. But in 5 games, he batted .417. Walked once, struck out 5 times, 6 RBIs, 1 homer, 4 doubles, 10 hits, 3 runs. All right, let's see how we do with the glove real quick. His career fielding, let's do this real quick. 1,714 games. 15,459 chances. 14,270 putouts. 1,121 assists. Well, you know what? In 14 years and 15,459 chances, Mattingly only committed 68 errors. And he turned 1,504 double plays. And his career fielding percentage, .996. So he comes in 2 above Keith Hernandez, career fielding-wise, at a .996. Do what you want with the other 3 years, folks. Keith had 115 career errors. Mattingly's only at 68. He ain't going to catch him there. So, pretty much, I don't know. I give the edge to Mattingly. Sorry. Am I being biased? Fuck yeah, probably. But fucking number 23 was fucking something very, very, very special. Especially to the game of baseball. Donnie Ball, baby. Donnie Ball, baby. All right, so you watching, everybody tuned in, no comments, nobody's got anything to fucking say? Great. I thought somebody would have something to fucking say tonight. Nobody has nothing to say tonight. That's awesome. What are you going to do? What are you going to fucking do? Here's Frankie Carbone. There you go. Frankie Garbone's going to hang out with us while we end the show. You don't mind if he hangs out with us. Hey, you don't mind if Frankie hangs out with us. Ow! Hey. All right. There you go. Frankie's going to hang out with us while we wrap up the show. So if you're here, I appreciate you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that. That's a lot of research, my friends. That's a lot of stats and numbers. And again, bringing the history, just bringing the game to you, man. Letting you know what it's about. Giving you my opinion, my breakdown on the guys. Bringing you some old photos of the game, of the times of the past. America's pastime. Baseball, baby. It's, like I said, apple pie and baseball. On the 4th of July. That's America, baby. 4th of July, baseball, and apple pie. I hate apple pie. I can't stand fucking apple pie. I'll eat me an apple. But anyway, all right, we're going to get ready to get out of here.
Are you nuts?
We're going to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed the show. And again, coming up in between this one and the next one, we're going to move to the outfield as far as the who's on first. What's on second? I don't know who's on third. That was good. But we're going to move to the outfield Not too sure how I'm going to do the outfield, but you'll find out when you tune in to find out. And we have to pick one of the because or why. Maybe why. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go watch Who's on First, Abbott and Costello already, so you can catch on and be part of all this stuff. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean, I hope you know what I mean.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
I hope so. But anyway, yeah, tune in for the next show up will be There Is No Greatest Player Ever in Baseball. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why, but mostly I'm going to show you why. But yeah, tune in for that one. That one's going to be a blast. That one's going to be a little bit of a long show. I anticipate a long show with that one. So again, if you're just tuning in, go back, watch the beginning. If you've been here since the beginning, man, I fucking appreciate you, man. If you're just tuning in, I appreciate you, man. Big time. Hit that thumbs up. If you're here already watching, just hit the thumbs up. You could have did it 5 times already. But yeah, if you're watching on Rumble, new feature, just hit the remote. It goes up, man. Just like on YouTube, you could hit the thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, man. Please. Hit the thumbs up. Helps the show. Follow the show. So you can come back and get more of this incredible content and other stuff that we got planned. But we can only do it with you, and we appreciate you all for fucking tuning in and hanging with us. I went late. It's 1:02 out here on the West Coast. I appreciate you. I see we got some people in here. Nobody wants to chat. I guess phones don't work, or you just ain't in the mood to chat, whatever. I just appreciate you tuning in. Again, get in the description and check out all the sponsors and stuff like that and all the other happy horseshit that's in the descriptions. And I think we're going to get out of here. I don't think I have anything else. No, we did it all. Okay, cool. That's cool. All right. So again, don't forget, tune in, hit the bell, and hit the follow so you'll know when we're coming back with the next show. There is no greatest baseball player ever, and I'm going to tell you why. You're going to love this show. I'm going to tell you, I went banana on the research, and the content is going to be phenomenal. I got some incredible pictures lined up to show you when I bring you all the stats and stuff. I got some clips set aside for it, man. The show is going to be off the fucking hook. So I want you to be part of it. And again, as I grow on the YouTubers, YouTube views are picking up all of a sudden, man. I don't know what's going on, but man, whatever's going on YouTube, keep it flowing, man. I appreciate it. Let's start hitting that thumbs up and that follow and that bell button, all right, while you're on YouTube. Rumble, man, we're climbing, all right? And I sent an email, and I got an email reply. And I told them what I want to do here on Rumble, and the reply was kind of positive. So let's see where that goes. But I can only do it with you people on Rumble to hit the thumbs up and follow and comment, man. Please comment. Comments make the show grow. YouTube, you guys know that. Comments make the show grow. Thumbs up make the show grow. The more interaction we have, the more the show grows. And that's what I'm trying to do. Look, you can go on Grok and ask Grok what it looks like on Rumble as far as sports and sports coverage. It's going to tell you there's garbage out there. Slapping it, Barstool. Barstool's a fucking mess and shit. And even if you watch it, it's pretty fucking boring. The quiz show, by the way, is fixed. Yeah, I just found that out recently. That's fucking bullshit. So if you're going to have you're putting guys up there for fucking $50 and shit, 500 fucking top, and you're going to fucking cheat, fuck you guys. You're not even real. All right? As fucking stoned as I am half the time, I'll probably burn half of them on just what I know on the top of my head. Except when it comes to the NBA and college basketball. Fuck all that shit. But anyway, yeah, we got a lot to do, a lot to say. Real interesting because we had Hank Greenberg on the show tonight. While I get the show prepared, I always put something on in the background. I always pick an old game. Tonight I picked Game 3 of the World Series, 1969, Mets and Orioles. Jim Palmer against Gentry. But I found this out. Ed Kranepool went to the same high school as Hank Greenberg. James Monroe High School in the Bronx. And Ed Kranepool broke all of Hank Greenberg's home run records in high school while he was there. Pretty fucking cool. I like that stat. And another fact, while we're on a roll here for baseball, because baseball is so cool and it has crazy stats and stuff like that, well, here's one for you. You probably never heard of these guys, and some of you have, but Bob and Ken Forsch were brothers who pitched in the majors together. They are the only brothers to pitch no-hitters. Let's see, 1982. So they're the only brothers to, throw no-hitters. Let's see. Bob Forsch's no-hitter, I got his because I was listening to the broadcast. I wrote down in 78 against the Phillies, Bob Forsch, and in 83 against Montreal. So, yeah. Now, here's a trivia question for you. Since 1876 to 2024, you ready? From 1876 to 2024, how many years in baseball were there no no-hitters? In other words, there was no no-hitters that year. How many times since 1876 to 2024 have there been no no-hitters? Come on, put that in the chat. Take a guess. All you got to do is put a fucking number in. Just take a wild guess at how many no-hitters there's no-hitter seasons there's been since 1876 till now. Give you a minute to ponder that one. In the meantime, the most no-hitters, the season with the most no-hitters, the season with the most no-hitters, this is fucking getting me fucking crazy. There was 9 no-hitters pitched in 2021. That's the most ever. The most ever by a pitcher is fucking Nolan Ryan, 7. There have been, you ready? 326 recorded no-hitters. Okay, back to the trivia question because no one wants to answer it. What are you all sleeping? You're either sleeping or you're fucking listening in another language. I'll scroll it down for you. The answer is 4. There were 4 seasons with no no-hitters. 1985, 1982, that was the strike year. 1949, you got to go back to. And the most recent season with a no-hitter is 2005. So there you go. There you're educated. I hope you wrote that down. You use it at work tomorrow. If you go to work on Saturday. Or if you're watching wherever in the afternoon it is, it's Sunday, Monday, whatever. Use it for Monday. We all know when Monday is. No one's in Monday yet. And if anybody's at Monday yet, fucking get in the comments quick. I need fucking numbers. But there you go. All right. So before we close the show and Frankie hanging out with us, you learned something. Got some trivia there. Found about the brothers. How many no-hitters? Who has the most no-hitters? How many no-hitters? And the season with the most no-hitters. The seasons with the less no-hitters. It's all there for you. So hit the like. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the follow. Hit the bell. Hit everything, please. All right, we're going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody. It's kind of late. 1:10, West Coast. Love yous all. Appreciate you all. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Coming up here on the 3rd floor. So until next time, when you get ready to come on up here, if you hit the bell, you hit the follow, you'll know when we're coming. Remember, when you come up to the 3rd floor here, always remember to bong up, remember to bowl up, bong up, and then beam up to the 3rd floor. We'll be up here hanging out, fucking getting stoned and getting it on. Getting it on. All right. Well, no, seriously. We're gonna get out of here. I love you all for fucking coming in. Hit that thumbs up, hit the follow, hit the like. Leave a comment, please. Until next time, me and Frankie here. Hey, Frankie. We're gonna get out of here. We're probably gonna go watch the fucking Goodfellas and fall asleep. So until next time, I appreciate everybody for fucking coming in and hanging out, especially on Rumble. Man, we're gonna make this fucking work here on Rumble, man. I am going to take over sports on fucking Rumble. I'm telling you right now. That's the competition for fucking sports here on Rumble, because I'm gonna be #1, and you're gonna help me get there. So leave a comment, hit the thumbs up, follow us. YouTube, fucking love you. I mean, I got no shot being #1 because there's too much out there. So that's why it's fair on Rumble and it's fair on X. So we got a shot. So let's go to #1 together. All right, love yous all for coming out. Frankie's ready to go. So until next time, folks, like I said, man, come up and hang out with us. We'll be out here chilling around, hanging out in time and space, waiting on you to come up and chill with us. Peace, people. Love you.